What's up everyone, it's Caddy with MoneyVest. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about PayPal because PayPal's Innovation Day is coming up very soon on January 25th. So just about day after tomorrow, so Thursday is when we have PayPal's Innovation Day. And that is going to be the top of the catalyst, one of very, very important catalyst because the new CEO, Alex Chriss, is going to have an opportunity to express his views on PayPal. I did a full summary video of what he said on CNBC the other day, talking about how PayPal is going to, quote, shock the world. And in this video, I wanted to go over that announcement and go over some of the other items, Wall Street's price target, and what are some things that I'm looking for in this Innovation Day, and what are some of the key important indicators to really watch for, and why I genuinely believe that PayPal's AI moment is finally here, because there's going to be a big push with artificial intelligence considering how much data PayPal already has. So hope you all enjoyed this video and find it helpful. If you do, make sure that you drop a like. I would really appreciate that. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The links to our Discord and Patreon is going to be down below if you're interested in joining us. And of course, getting access to all the members only private videos. And again, all the buy and sell alerts, options alerts, trade ideas. If you want to follow along all the experiments that we're doing with dollar cost averaging, again, links going to be down below. We'd love to have you on board. There's a couple more spots left for January of 2024. So first things first, tune in to an exclusive preview of the newest innovations from PayPal and Venmo. So tune in on January 25th, and that's when this event's going to take place. So PayPal today announced that it will provide an exclusive preview on January 25th at 9:30 a.m. Pacific. So I will be live to cover this event. It's going to be around 12:30 p.m. Eastern, and that's going to be the first innovations of PayPal and Venmo are piloting and bringing to the market this year. And PayPal's first look is a keynote hosted by Alex Chriss, PayPal and President and CEO, who was obviously replaced by Dan Schulman. And we got 25 years ago at the dawn of the internet, PayPal was created and e-commerce was born. Fast forward through decades of innovation and unimaginable growth, PayPal is leading the way to provide safe, secure experiences to customers around the world. And I invite you to join us on January 25th to hear about the next chapter of PayPal and how we're going to revolutionize commerce again through AI-driven personalization for both consumers and merchants. So this is indeed, in my opinion, the AI moment for PayPal. And we are going to, once again, tune in to that live stream and break down exactly everything that Alex Chriss is going to say. Now, Wall Street is very bearish. It's still very pessimistic on the company over the long term. So 12 months out, the average price target is still over just $71 a share. That's about 8% upside. And that, again, with a high target of $101, low target of $55, and an average price target of only $71 per share. So AI data push incoming for PayPal. Even RBC Capital analyst Daniel Perlin speculated on the innovation event in a report, and he says that given the artificial intelligence driven commentary during a CNBC interview, it's clear to us that they will showcase the key data sets that the company has, and starting with its 430 million accounts, and of which 35 million are merchant accounts, and specifically demographically attractive users in Venmo. And as part of these data assets, the CEO mentioned using AI to improve authorization rates for its merchants, while also calling out that advertising costs for small, medium businesses have increased in recent years, given the tough environment that we're in. And at a high level, we believe they will be bringing together a solution that pulls together its two-sided ecosystem in a manner that looks and feels more like an e-commerce platform versus just a separate and soiled set of data assets, consumers on one side and merchants on the other. So they're going to basically blend them together and provide very, very good, efficient AI-enabled solutions that are going to drive margins higher for PayPal. And as the CEO's already mentioned, some good potential profitable growth for the company, while also increasing conversion rates for merchants and also increasing engagement for the users. And at the same time, that's going to benefit PayPal's transaction take rates, margins, and bottom line EPS as well. Now, here's why PayPal is a no-brainer value stock. So as we have already discussed, PayPal's valuation is indeed really, really low. This is the cheapest valuation ever. PayPal is trading on a trailing basis at just under 10 times earnings. Actually, forward basis, a little bit under 10 times earnings and a little bit under 2 times sales, which obviously is one of the lowest, if not the lowest valuation PayPal's ever traded at, compared to S&P 500's forward valuation P multiple of 22. So this is, again, literally like more than half of S&P 500, the average market's valuation. Not to mention, it still currently has a pretty dominant share when it comes to payment processing, over 40% global market share as of December 2023. And as I've mentioned before, that PayPal to me is a company that fundamentally is still extremely strong. I mentioned this before, like before moving to Dubai, I was using a different service, Payoneer, and ever since I've moved to PayPal, I've moved all of my business revenue over to PayPal, and I've never been more satisfied because they do all these transactions and checkouts and processing within a few days, and touch wood, knock on wood, I've never had any issues. And even when I did, PayPal sided with the customers, and they've done a really good job in kind of providing that level of security and sort of safe environment for consumers and for businesses to interact and process transactions all over the world globally. So overall for me, it's a company that has given me the best experience as a user. And fundamentally speaking, also, it is a company that has very strong fundamentals. Now, of course, there is going to be that skepticism or that level of doubt where there is competition with Apple Pay and Prime and Amazon Pay and Google Pay and all these different vendors that are now coming online with their own payment processing systems. But PayPal, as I said earlier, is a global platform, right? Apple is mostly concentrated in the US, Google Pay mostly concentrated in outside of US, mostly in Asia, but PayPal is a service that is offered globally, I think in over 190 countries. And it is something that, if done the right way when it comes to innovation and, of course, artificial intelligence kind of being a big role now, Alex Chriss has a huge job on his hands, right? He's got his work cut out for himself because of how high the expectations are from this company, which is already a global leader, and kind of making sure that they stay a global leader, they keep that market dominant share, and also growing from here is what's really challenging, because fintech is one sector, is one industry, which is really, really saturated. The competition in fintech is so high. In fact, in 2023, I think in the last 2 years, I read a report that basically suggested that the most startups have been launched in the fintech sector versus any other sector out there. So the competition is extremely fierce because the barrier to entry is quite low when it comes to fintech industry. Now, here are some of the fundamental focuses and KPI focuses that I'm looking for. Now, they're not going to be directly mentioned because a lot of the presentation and the innovation is going to be around artificial intelligence and how they're going to harness all that data to provide a better value proposition for the consumers and for the merchants. I think that's where the focus is going to be. But at the end of the day, once everything is said and done, this is where the focus needs to be from a company standpoint. This is what needs to happen in order for the stock price to actually reflect some good positive upwards trajectory, right? So like I said, they're going to talk a lot about AI. They're going to talk a lot about innovation. They're going to talk about a lot of different features and products and services. But at the end of the day, once everything's said and done, this is where it all needs to show up, right? That's the story. Alex Chriss is going to tell us a story. These are the numbers. This is what needs to happen in order for the company to actually show us that it's moving in the right direction, which is not going to happen for at least a few quarters. But what I'm looking for is some level of margin expansion from the company, some profitable earnings growth, right? So even though they have been growing at 8 to 9%, which in my opinion is still pretty solid, but they need to continue to kind of ramp up earnings growth here in the mid-teens, possibly positive free cash flow growth, balance sheet improvement. Even though the company has more cash than debt on the balance sheet, I'd still like to see more cash generation and better net debt situation here so that there's little to no bankruptcy risk for the company. And finally, efficient capital use. I think this is something that PayPal has really struggled with because they have done a lot of acquisitions over the years, which have not really turned out to be super profitable or super great in terms of the ROI. So less mergers and acquisitions and more focus on inward company, right? More focus on PayPal, like where can they invest the cash and the capital to make the company more efficient instead of looking on the outside and trying to acquire companies that may or may not work. So I think it's really important for PayPal to use its own data, see where the inefficiencies are, and invest in those areas to make them stronger. More buybacks, possibly considering how cheap the valuation is. That could, again, be a good use of capital considering how low the valuation is. But at the end of the day, I really would want them to use the capital in an efficient manner. Now, when it comes to KPIs, key performance indicators, again, the focus, once again, needs to be on active accounts growth. I mean, this is what Wall Street doesn't like. This is one of the reasons why Wall Street has been ditching this stock, is because they see the active accounts kind of stagnating, somewhat declining, and they think that the company is in decline. Even though revenue, earnings, cash flow, everything is growing, active accounts is going down. And the reason for that is because their focus has not been on creating a sort of like a plan in growing active accounts. The focus was very much on engagement. And that's why transaction per active account has been doing really well. It's been going up. And I like that to continue to grow, as well as TPV. That's a total payment volume. So because TPA and TPV are growing, these numbers are up in terms of fundamentals. Revenue, cash flow, earnings are up because total payment volume and transaction per active account are also up. But active accounts, if both of these can go up simultaneously, engagement and users, that's the best case scenario, right? That's absolutely fantastic. And I think that's where Wall Street will start loving this stock once again. And then finally, AI-enabled efficient checkouts to increase the conversion rates, better merchant conversions. Those are some of the key performance indicators that I'll be watching for PayPal in this upcoming Innovation Day. When it comes to the stock price itself, we are looking at the stock just under $65 a share. Yesterday was a lot of selling pressure intraday to close down 3%. It was trading as high as 68, but right now pre-market back up to over 1% in the green. Resistance is going to stay but roughly at around $65, $66, all the way up to 76, 77. So this right here is going to be that level to watch. And don't you worry, we are still above that 200 SMA level, which we haven't seen since 2021. So it could be the start of something new, only if PayPal continues to maintain that level above $63. If it breaks down below that 200 SMA again, nothing's really changed. It's still trading in a downtrend. It's still trading below that 200 SMA. But if it can successfully stay above that 200 SMA, which is the blue line, and continue to break out to new highs, then $76, $76, $76, $77 is going to be that next target and that next resistance level to watch for PayPal. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, and what do you think from this innovation day and what is going to be expected? Let me know in the comment section below. Are you buying, selling, holding PayPal stock? I would love to know from you guys as well. As always, make sure that you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Again, links to our Discord and Patreon is going to be down below if you're interested in joining us and getting access to all the members-only private videos with that 16% annual discount that's available until the end of this month. As always, happy investing. I'll see you all in the next video.